Hello, and welcome to Grug Gaming. And welcome back to our Let's Play of Cities Skylines. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been around, thanks for watching. We are having a problem here in the city. Somehow, our folks have failed, or are failing, to pick up bodies from people's homes. Now, we have a ton of incineration plants. But I've been thinking, and I wonder, I heard this could happen. You notice how our cemeteries are getting more usage? Even though we greatly outpace this, I think it's because we have people that want to be buried and not cremated. And I think that's causing the problem. So we're going to try something. We're going to add a couple more cemeteries. We're going to add another one up here, where we have all of these places. We're going to add another one. Where does it fit? That's the Parks building. Let's add it right here. So we're going to add another cemetery up here. I'm going to add another cemetery somewhere down here. Do we have somewhere we can build it where it won't destroy 1,000 homes? Yes, if I put it here, that only destroys a single home. And I'm going to put one, so that gives us coverage up here, over here. How about over here? Do I have somewhere I can put it where I don't destroy everything? Aha! There's a gap right here. Yeah, well, actually, it just about fits. Yeah, we'll put it here. Here. So for that'll hopefully cover this area. And then we'll put one more kind of over in this place. Kind of over here. In fact, we'll put it off. Where's that? We have that service area down here, where we have the bus lines that run. Like off of there. I doubt it fits over here nicely. Doesn't know. Of course it doesn't. But could we sneak it in somewhere? Could we sneak it in somewhere unexpected? Somewhere like on the edge of a street that it just should not fit on. I mean, I could put it up here, but then we've got two of them up here. I'd prefer it to be down this way. Ooh, actually, we have this services. Oh, we have the road that leads to what's it called? This leads to the national park. We'll put a cemetery out by the national park. How's that? That'll help a lot. So I'm hoping that that will help with this. Now, what's the goal for this episode? Well, there's two things I want to do. Number one, my cat is being weird. There we go. Number one, I want to build our cruise ship port over here. And number two, we need to fix our traffic problem. We've got two of them happening. We've got one happening here, which is the old left turn problem, getting onto that highway. And we have a problem of our big traffic jam over here. So let's take a look at our traffic routes, right? So this traffic that's coming off this road, like a lot of it wants to go this way. Some of it wants to go up this way. And that's the problem. Like, why is this looping to get here? Aha! Okay. So some of it's wanting to go this way, which is fine. So we need a better way for the traffic to get over here. Like, we're okay with it going right. If it's going left, we want to get it away from this. Now, if I dump it onto here, that's a right turn and a roundabout, or it's a straight. So I think that actually helps with that. You know, we're going to try something. The other problem is this is dumping people where they don't need to go. So nobody needs to use this. So that's why this lane has been a waste. So this is silly. Let's get rid of this. This looks ugly, and it's not helping with anything. So we'll just remove this little bit of road right there. One less thing to think about. So some of them are getting off and trying to get down here. And they're originating their route here, and they want to get to here, but they can't. So they have to go all the way around. So if we had a little road that went between here, like this collector right here, if we had a 4-lane, that does that, that may alleviate some of that traffic. Now it's going to put it here. Let's make this roundabout bigger. We kind of know that we've learned that the bigger roundabouts are just better at doing this job. So a 4th lane on that roundabout probably helps. Why don't we go ahead and upgrade all roundabouts to 4 lanes? Any of these kind of major roundabouts. If they're not already 4, this is already a 4-lane road. Anything down here that's not a 4? This one is all wonky. I wish I hadn't done that now, but that's okay. Let's just prepare for the fact that we're going to dump more traffic onto some of these roundabouts by giving them that extra lane of freedom. Up here... Okay, that looks good. Yeah. Just because we know we're going to mess with traffic, I'd rather not have something weird happen because we do. Is there another roundabout? There's this one here, but this one hardly gets used. This one's already upgraded. This is going to be a disaster. This is already a giant 6-lane nonsense that we built over here. Okay, I think... Oh, game is saving. We've already upgraded that roundabout. This one is already upgraded. All right, so we've upgraded our roundabout. Next, this traffic is trying to get 3 places. It's trying to get over here. It's trying to get way over here to the financial district. But the right hand is okay. Like, the right hand traffic that's going here is not a problem. It's the left hand traffic. So, I want to give the left hand traffic a different route. And I think Holly Street is a collector. So what I think we might be able to do is if we give them a different way to access this roundabout, I think we solve a lot of this problem. So, what can I connect to this roundabout? Do I need a second roundabout to make this work without a problem? I might. This, like I said, I'm going to be adding a lot of traffic to this. Another roundabout here might be needed for what I'm about to do. So what I'm thinking of doing is this. I'm thinking we're going to lose a little bit of space, but I mean a little bit of building. What was that? Get out of here. Road snap. Alright, so we do a roundabout here. We lose a couple buildings, which we can always rebuild, right? Why is this the wrong size? Because I'm not on the right line, because something went weird. Hold on. Of course it did. Road guidelines. What's going on here? Why didn't that line up right the first time? There we go. Now. Where were we? So we lose a little bit here to eminent domain, but long term, this goes better for us here. Okay. Collectors. That to there. This to here. Okay, so now we're going to run an option for people to go off this way and connect to this roundabout. So let's get our guide roads with Old Dependable here. So I want to come straight off of this. I want to go up one, and I want to curve over this way. I don't want anything crazy. So if I get it too steep, it'll yell at me later. Maybe this needs to be a little bit shorter, actually. I just want a stub to come off of this. There we go. Now I want it to start curving. But I don't want it to do that. I want it to go up a level. There we go. Kind of like that. And then I want it to come over this way. And from here, I want a nice gentle curve. Almost had it. It was looking beautiful for a second. Get off that road guideline, please. Right there. Perfect. And then I want it to come across. There. And then I want it to go here and down. And then into this. Well, don't do something funky. I need this to start curving over. Almost. Almost beautiful. Alright, let's see if it'll let me upgrade this to a ramp. Again, it's odd to be solving for such a specific problem, but that's okay. And then, lane-wise, here, this lane goes over here, this lane goes up to here, and then this becomes the single lane highway, or the single lane ramp, like that. So now let's see what traffic does after a second or two. Do people start changing their mind? And then here, I don't want people to turn left from here. So we will adjust this ramp to only turn right. So we'll give this a minute and kind of see what happens. Let's speed up time here. And we'll see once the AI figures out kind of what's going on. You know, hey, if I can only go right here. Now, we just hope that we don't see a traffic jam somewhere else. This needs to filter out. And hopefully our new hearse... Ah, I saw a body go away. I'm seeing some bodies disappear from inside of homes. That's good. As traffic gets filtered out, that should solve that problem. Because I think we probably have, like, hearses and other stuff that's stuck in this disaster. That seems to be going pretty smooth. This is coming down. Look. I saw another body get picked up. We should start to see less bodies. Now, we are going to have a couple places that get abandoned because the bodies sat in them for so long. Why don't we clear out those abandoned buildings real quick. So we can let those build back in. Any other abandoned buildings over here somewhere? Man, those ones hurt because those are pretty big buildings. I am feeling like there are less bodies. Good. Good. But we've talked about this before. Anytime you have a body problem, like you have a problem with a bunch of dead people, you have a problem with, you have a problem with illness, you have a problem with fires, with police, it's a road service problem. Any other ones? How did I miss it? Where is it? There it is. I wish it was a little more accurate with where those were. Okay. This is starting to get solved. We're going to have a couple more abandonment issues, but that's okay. So let's take a look here now. So we only have one more problem, and that's this right here. Let's make sure that this is following the rules for roundabouts, because it looks like it is not following the rules for roundabouts. And that can cause all kinds of problems. There we go. And the very last thing would be, if trucks had a way to get to the high... If trucks didn't have to go through this roundabout, this lane right here is putting traffic on this roundabout that doesn't need to be there. So, if this... Because it looks... I mean, I don't know. This is actually running okay. This is fine. And this is running okay. This little lane here is helping people get through where they want. It is putting a lot more pressure on this turn lane. Some people are sneaking through, but that's okay. This is working fine. This is now a bit of a disaster up here. It's causing a backup for us. So what's causing us to back up is people coming in to here and cutting across. I think what we need to do is maybe a quick little... this lane turns into here. This lane turns into here. This lane goes straight. Kind of keep that traffic flowing to the right. And then it can figure out how to switch down here. Let's look at where some of this traffic is going. Is there a lot of looping happening? Not a lot. Some. But not much. This is almost fixed. Where does all this traffic want to go? I think once we're done with this, it's cruise time. So our traffic on this road... Why would I want to adjust roads? Why can I not choose... We're up to 76, which is pretty good. There we go. Let me choose the road. So this traffic is all truck traffic. It's all coming in here. Some of it's coming here. Some of it's coming here. I think if some of it had a lane to come in down here, it would actually solve a lot of this. I think if we put in... And then we could get it out of this. Hold on. Let me see that again. A lot of it's coming from here and going over to here. And there's a lot of weird looping happening. But very little of it is going off the map. Which is very odd, I think. I don't know why a lot of it's not going off the map. But a lot of it's coming from here. And heading into that. I think if we had... How could we adjust this? How could we add an option... to get trucks away from this? This is coming into here. Oh, this isn't really looping. That's all coming out. This is all coming through here and wanting to turn left. If I make this a two-way street, I don't think that helps. Although this actually isn't that bad. It's just busy. As long as I don't add more traffic pressure here, I think we're actually okay. And I think this has been solved. Yes, it has. Let's see if there's any more big issues. Again, busy, but moving. Busy, but moving. Busy, but moving. All of this is busy, but... Oh, what's this? Will this move here in a moment, or is this going to back up? Yeah, that's moving. That's fine. We're fine here. I'm not going to worry about this. It seems to be okay. Nothing there. Again, we're heavy. This is our last traffic problem we have left, which is this area here, which got introduced because this industry finally grew in. Somehow we got to the point where they had enough with offices and we're like, we're going to build some industry. Great. Well, unfortunately, it suddenly created a lot more traffic than was expected. And this is also where we have a lot of garbage service. So we need to sort this out. So it's the left-hand turn problem. We have a lot of space to work with over here. So I'm wondering if we could get the left-hand turn away from this spot here. As you can see, none of this traffic wants to continue. It all just wants to go here. So what if What if we put in from here, down far enough that it doesn't interfere with anything. A little bit of road. We get this under. No, we have to go up. Over the railroad track. That's going to be the challenge right there. This needs to go more straight. Because this needs to start going up immediately. And this is actually going to have to go up too high. So if we can get this up to here, and we take a nice long way to get there, and then I go out to here. I want to curve it around, and I want to connect over there. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be real big, and it's going to be not real beautiful, but it's going to get what we need. So it's going to come this way, and then it's going to go straight from here. Can I get this pillar anywhere useful? This is a really crowded area to have this happening, so kind of a little rough. But I feel like I should be able to get it here. Like, I should be able to go there. I have the Move It mod installed, but I don't know how that works at all. In fact, I haven't used. Is it this? Oh, this is Move It, right? So like, can I just adjust this a little and get us what we need? So now, can I get to here? Yes. Okay. There we go. A little old-fashioned ingenuity in mods are all it took. Probably have to curve. Have to curve a little bit more. Okay. This is almost getting what I want, but not quite. I was hoping to hook in somewhere else, but if I have to hook in down here, that's fine. This will need to start coming down. Like this. And then start to curve in. And then we're here. Okay. Now. This thing is wild. I hate doing wild stuff like that, but I've mentioned this before. I live in a place that has some wild, and I mean straight up wild, wild infrastructure when it comes to like, highway stuff. It's crazy what you see them do sometimes, and I'm always amazed. This is going to have a big curve to it, but you know what? I'm okay with that. I actually am going to bring this in at a 90. Oh, that's disgusting. That's so disgusting. Okay, okay. So we've got two little problems. We've got too steep a slope. So we'll get that fixed. We'll snap it in. Alright, that fixed that part. And then over here, we just had a little bit of an issue with these two sections. Easy enough. Alrighty. Okay, now the last thing I need to do is we need to say that you cannot turn left here. This is no lefty turns. And then over here, this is also no left turns. So now let's see what happens. This guy is trying to turn... Oh, it's a stoplight here. That's right. Alright, so let's speed it up and see what the traffic does here. I think this is going to fix our problem quite well. Oh, this is an improper... This is also an issue. It's an easily fixed issue, but a bit of an issue. There we go. So now let's see if that takes care of this issue. So traffic is now going where it should go. This is traveling here. If you want off, you can go this way. This is all kind of getting messed up from the merge, but they can figure it out. They're just a little dumb. This is moving on. Perfect. What's our traffic look like now? 73%? Why did it go down? I'm not sure. That plane scared me. This is fine. Those are parked cars. They had me worried. Again, this is kind of a mess, but I'm not going to look at it. This, we spent a whole bunch of time fixing previously. How's this looking over here? This is still moving. Okay. All right, folks. Oh, what's this? What's this? This is moving just fine. Nothing to worry about. Okay. So, half the episode got our goal number 1, fixing that traffic, taken care of. Goal number 2, our cruise industry. So when we look, let's just pause while we kind of do this part. So when we look at ships, there's a cruise port. Now, I love cruising. I think cruising is great. So we can build the port without having to build anything here. So we have a highway space. So I think we're going to have a cruise port, and we're going to have a cargo port. But what I want to see if we can do is, where's the water features? Props. What's it under? There's something, we've seen it before, where it's like, hey, here are these things that have to do with controlling water. Was it terraforming? It was. Water structures. So we can build a flood wall or a quay. So we give this a night finish. They're concrete walls built on the shore, even out terrain, allow near water zoning. What I think I want to do over here is I want a flat area for us to build on. So I think I'm going to choose this level right here. Intensify the brush. There we go. And let's go big. Big flat area. Flatten this out. Push this back. Push all this back. If we're going to do a cruise port and we're going to do all this stuff here, we want this to be as flat as we can. Apparently we had too much soil. That's okay. We have millions. We're designing an area where we're going to do all this stuff out here. All right, let's just push all this back. Push this back to the highway. Push this back. Perfect. So that gives us a nice flat area to work with. I hope I don't cause any kind of weird flooding. That can happen anytime you mess with the land. So let's see what happens with the flooding. I think we're going to get a little bit, and then this water will go away, and this is going to even out and be okay. Yes, it is. Okay. So, back to... I can never find them. There they are. So, we can put in a flood wall. If your canals have spots that are prone to flooding, you can use flood walls to control the water. You can build canals. So we could set up a canal system somewhere, but I don't need canals. We're not doing ferries. We just need a quay wall. So, how's this work? If I put this here... and I just kind of go... So is that too far from the shoreline? I don't understand what it's complaining about. Okay. So if I go along here... well, I mean, you're on the shore. Obviously, you're on the shoreline. There's got to be a magic spot that I'm missing here. Like... listen. Save some other time, game. Not when I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with this. Why is this not letting me put this in? Okay. 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 I'll go as far as I can. Bam! Alright, so that gives us a quay wall there. I'd like to go all the way up here if I could figure out the magic of where this needs to be placed. Like, let's get rid of this one. Is it because of the flooding? Do we have to wait for this to subside so we can figure this out? Alright, now that the flooding's gone, will you see this as a viable place for this to go? Ah, yeah, it was the flooding. So we're going to go along that whole section. There we go. Now, we probably want to lower this water a little bit on this side, would be my guess. So, like, if we go to terraform, and I go to slope, soften, elevate and lower terrain. Elevate by clicking primary, lower by clicking the secondary. Alright, if I go here... I just want to bring this down a bit on this side of this wall. I'm just feathering it a little bit over here. Let's see what that looks like. Whoa! Got a little bit of a ruckus, a little bit of water penetration coming over. But I think we're okay. So that gives us our harbor edge, which looks good. How's traffic look? 74%. I'll call that good. So now we have our harbor area where we're going to build in the harbor itself. So we have two of these structures. We have the cruise ship terminal, which I'm going to put in right here. And then we'll have a cargo harbor. Ship out goods and bring in materials for your industry and power plants. Place the harbor on a seaside location where a harbor route is available. Cargo hub. A cargo harbor accepts also train traffic. Cargo hub combines the functionality of a cargo harbor and cargo terminal. There's also a slight synergy bonus for the close proximity of both facilities and reduced truck traffic between the two buildings. What's this? A ferry depot. So the rest of these are for ferry routes. So I think... I mean, the train is right here, right? So I'd imagine we'd want to have this. So I'm going to put this in over here. So that gives us our cruise ship terminal. Which, if you've never been on a cruise, go on a cruise. They're amazing. What cruise is this, anyways? Colossal Lines. That's a pretty good cruise ship name. I'm betting that cruise passenger, there won't be that many. But we are going to have this rail line off of here. So let's go ahead and get some rail running off. Here's trains, train track. I just want this to go straight. Is it going to make it go up? Can I force it to go? No, it's going to make it go up. And if it's going to make it go up to here, you know what? I'd rather it just keep going at that height for a minute. Like, we'll get it out to here. That way, it just feels like a natural bridge. And then, we need to connect it to our rail line over here. And I think we're going to put in the high-density living up here. People will enjoy being next to the hubbub. You know, you could get a hotel over here. We'll figure something out. So this rail line comes in. And then it needs to get in line with this rail track, is what it needs to do. So it needs to gently curve this way. Man, this is going to be a difficult one to do because of where... Well, actually, no. If it curves around like this, and then it curves back to come back near the road, like this. And then if we keep it elevated, or we'll run the overpass over it, so that'll be fine. So now, this just runs straight. We're probably not going to get the harbor done all the way today, but that's okay. We'll have 2 episodes of it. This is going to go... oh, I got it. How does this work? Let's get our rail out of here so we can start sorting that out later. So, up. You know, to like here. And then start curving it over the road. Did it not get up high enough? So I need to go up 2. And then we can curve it over the road. Is it really going to play this game? I think it is. So this can now start to curve back down. I don't know how much it needs to curve. Probably like this. And then like this. Road guides on, please. Okay. So we now have a place where the rail can get up around to this back end. It can come up to here. And then we'll just run these into the line. I think what we do is this. I don't know if this will work. Hold on, I got a plan. From here. Again, our goal is to get it up and above. And to curve this around like this. I just need to back this away. I'm going to keep this elevated. In fact, we're going to keep this elevated over here, too. I did not expect this to take so long, but that's okay. And then curve it out and bring it back like this. And then this should stay nice and elevated here. Where's the guideline for this? There we go. Looks pretty good to me. So we keep this elevated line. We're almost done with this part. If I can just get this to go in line with this a little bit better. Okay, if you're gonna be this way, I've had enough of you. Thank you. And then this starts to curve around like this. This gets pulled up. Space already occupied. I think not. Thank you. That's a pretty wild bend there. I think that needs to come out a bit more. I think if we get rid of that, and then we do one last little bit. All right, so now we have this nice looping train line. And what we can do is we can loop in this cargo rail into this line. Like, that's my plan here. Let's get this train out of the way so we don't break this train. I'm going to finish getting this done. Next episode is overpass connections for water, electricity, and roads. And then our whatever we're gonna do with this area. Probably high density stuff. We'll see. So from down here, this should be fairly easy for us to just say, hey, come out and connect up here. Here? What feels... That feels kind of natural. So the train can get on and cross over. And then same thing over here. Just a little bit of train line from here. I don't want it to do that kind of wild bend. From here down to here. Can you please get down to the ground? There we go. So that connects the rail lines up to that. So that should hopefully work no matter which way the train wants to go. This should do it. We do have one last bit of... We got enough time. We could do our overpass real quick. I mean, I'm thinking a 6-laner? I'm thinking a small one here because I want to have a special overpass just for the port. Well, I mean, we'll use the 6-lane. If we put it here, that should leave enough. That should leave enough space for us to get exits and on-ramps. And then I'm going to keep our traffic down here for the guy here. Because I want to give it enough space to get in and get out. So, this will be... it gets kind of funky. I think it needs to go here. The problem is there's so much rail infrastructure here, that's going to cause our problem. I think it needs to be way down here, actually. if I'm going to have any chance of making this work. Okay, so we got 2 overpasses that are kind of tall, but that's okay because we have to figure out how the train works. I think what we probably have to do is we probably just have to delete here and work the train. In like this. Just kind of back the train up a little. I'm afraid this is too high. I should not have deleted that. Now we're going down the path of Grug, messes it all up. I don't know what all this is. I'm not getting involved in that. I feel like I just need a little bit more highway space to work with. We could make one of them funky interchanges that I hate, but I don't know. How much space do I need? I need like that much visual. 1, 2, 3, 4. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'll be able to fit it. I think we'll be okay. I could probably move it this a little bit. Like I could probably... like do that. Okay. We got 3 minutes. We can do this. I'm going to go up 1 level. There we go. Let's see if we're good or not. Let's see if we're golden. Okay. Okay. Okay, so plenty of space for that one. And then over here, we need the cruise one. Should be okay, because there's really not much here. So we should just be able to... You got to go on a pretty wild ride to go on this cruise. You got to go up these wild exit ramps. But there won't be a lot of traffic happening here. Okay, so next episode, we get the road to the cruise port. We get the road to the port here. We've connected our rail, so that should be good. So we'll continue to develop this upward area here. I think this will be able to handle the traffic. I think we'll be okay. I don't know if we need a roundabout as opposed to an overpass. I'm just worried if it brings on as much traffic as this is bringing, that could be a lot of traffic. We'll see what that looks like. We have a lot of space to work with. But we'll work on that next episode of Gaming with Grug. And then we'll probably get into doing our football stadium on the hill that we prepped for. So until next time, I'm going to say thanks for watching. Please tell your friends. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, we hope to see you soon.